All right. So I'm sure we all have that friend who, you know, you're lost, you don't know what you're doing, and they try to help you out, but instead they don't know what they're doing either. Like, there's this one time where I got this new laptop. My friend was like, "Oh, I'll help you set everything up." So I was like, "Okay, go ahead." So comes over, does everything. My computer doesn't turn on. So then I have to go take it to go get help. Which leads me to this quote by the Bible saying, "If the blind lead the blind, both shall fall into a ditch." And I agree. If you don't know what you're doing, then you're both F. So I'm going to explain 3 ways that comes in handy, like, well, not handy, but it occurs whether it be in sports, school, or work. So I'll talk about sports, and what I say right now doesn't leave this room. So, okay, I play football at Fullerton, and every Tuesday my coach will come in with a new game plan for the week, and I'm sitting there thinking sometimes like, "Oh, this play looks cool, yeah, this looks good." But then on Saturdays when we run it, it all falls to crap. So I don't know. Maybe there's a reason we're 5-4 right now, not winning. But I'm saying, if my coach doesn't know what he's doing, it's going to make us look bad, which is why we have not so much a great record. Yeah, kind of sucks. I shouldn't be bashing on my coaches, but hey, we're losing. Another way this happens is in school. I'll give you an example. One time in high school, I had a substitute teacher, and he tried to go over like the lesson plan for the day, like find the value of X. So I go to him, I'm like, "Okay, well, can you help me find the value of X? How do you get this?" And he showed me some long, complicated way. I'm thinking, "Oh, that kind of makes a little bit of sense." And then come the day of the test, when my teacher's actually here, I do it, and then I get my test back, and I got it wrong. And he's like, "Well, what the heck is this, Kevin?" And I'm like, "What the sub told me?" And he's like, "No, we don't teach that here." So I'm like, "Oh, thanks, sub. Let me get your name down." Another way it comes in handy, or not handy, but it occurs is in work. There was one time I worked at Angel Stadium, and I don't know, I had to like work in a little hot dog place. And so I'm trying to like figure out how to like which hot dog to give them, whether it's like bratwurst or I don't know, some other kind of sausage. I'm not a big sausage person. And the people that are ordering, they're telling me, "Oh, I want this kind of hot dog." And I'm like, "Okay, well," and I'm asking the person next to me, I'm like, "Hey, which sausage is which? They both look the same. They're both the same size, same color, and everything." He's like, "We'll just give them anything. It doesn't matter. They taste the same." I'm like, "Then why do we have 2 different hot dogs?" He's like, "I don't know." So I give it to them, and then they come complaining, like, "This isn't the hot dog I ordered." And I'm like, "Well, this guy who's been working here longer than I have told me that this is the hot dog they wanted." So, I don't know. I haven't worked there since, but you should imagine why. And I think if the Bible says this, it must be pretty important. You know, the blind, both shall fall into a ditch. So, you know, if you ever need help from someone, make sure they're not the blind, because it's not a good thing to be caught in a ditch. I mean, I've had my fair share of ditch falling, but hopefully that doesn't occur again. Thank
You don't have to give it back.
Oh, I can keep it?
Souvenir of the day.
First of all, let's assume the Bible actually exists.
Don't put that on YouTube. I don't want my coaches to find it.
That's exactly what I was thinking. I should email it to the coach, you know.
Just another the part about the season of blues. I'm so bleeping tired. That's right. I bleep myself. I'm not giving any credit to the censors.
All right, Kevin, that worked pretty well. You've got a good example to start with. You tell us what the point of view is that you're going to have. You lay out a structure that's pretty simple. On each of those points, you've got some examples. I thought your second point was not as clear as the other points were in setting up what you were talking about. Sometimes you get a little bit sidetracked doing the personalities and imitating the other folks that you're representing in your examples, but you're always engaged while you're doing it. Your voice projects very effectively. There's good variety there. Some of the gestures are descriptive. You might want to be careful in that first part about, you get your hands on your hips and you're pacing a little bit, and that seemed a little awkward, but it was much more natural later on in the presentation. Like I said, your facial expressions are pretty animated and naturalistic. I thought you also had a good focus on the speech, and at the end you kind of returned to that focus and found a graceful way of finishing off. So thank you.